Hello and welcome to Top Sim. My name is William Lebowski, and today we are examining how Ted Lasso has improved my LFM experience, if not made me a better sim racer in general and on a whole. And if you have not seen all of Ted Lasso and you're interested in not having anything spoiled for yourself, you might want to skip this video because I am going to analyze quotes and apply them to sim racing from the show. So if you want to save some what we could say big quotes, some big juicy to meatball quotes from Ted Lasso, maybe this is the time to click off. But there has been a drastic improvement in my mental and actual on-track performance after really trying to pick up lessons from Ted Lasso that would be transformative for my sim racing experience. And this first quote, I feel like is super important because on this first lap here at Hockenheim, I was really getting bogged down by the chaos. We entered turn one, and right before we got to the braking zone for turn one, I had I guess we can call LFM flashbacks, where I instantly started getting down and negative about, we're going to turn one at Hockenheim. At LFM, this is going to just be a nightmare, and it wasn't. Going forward, I was able to change my mindset with this one quote. You could see there was even chaos all around me, even myself making some chaos. Luckily for that guy behind me, rip. And going through, more chaos. You just saw we got hit. We were, now attempting to get a pass on this car that spun himself out wide. But so chaos is going all around me, and this would be normally something that really, really frustrated me and made me angry before, but the quote that really brought me down to really level really level myself out and just focus on the important thing here was this quote from Roy to Isaac. I brought you here to remind you that football is a fucking game that you used to play as a fucking kid because it was fun. Even when you're getting your fucking legs broken or your fucking feelings hurt. So fuck your feelings, fuck your overthinking, fuck all that bullshit. Go back out there and have some fucking fun. By the way, I should mention there's going to be some swearing in this video. But the lesson there is just don't worry about all the argy-bargy that's going on in front of you or even happening directly to you. It's just go out there and have fun with this race. And that's one thing in particular that I feel like I was struggling with on a different aspect with LFM, as I was worrying about ratings and rankings and ELO and SR and all these other different aspects, that I just go out there and have some fun while you're racing. That's the whole point of having sim racing as a hobby. And if you forget to go out there and have fun, you're just ruining it for yourself. It's not anybody else's fault. It's not any driving mistake. It's just your fault for getting in your own way at that point in time. And so that was huge to me because it really revealed the mistakes that are being made before the actual on-track mistakes, because there was plenty of mistakes being made mentally in my head that allowed on-track mistakes to become bigger than they were, or to become magnified in ways that they weren't even created yet. And this second quote that we're now applying to as we get into this mid-race is, the day we stop doing things the right way means we are one day closer to doing everything the wrong way. And you can see I'm having this battle with this guy next to me, and he spun off and we didn't make any contact. And it would have been really easy to bump and run that guy, or to run him wide, or to do something to bump him, to give him some kind of error that a forced error that would get him off my back. And even this guy, as we entered another braking zone, it would be easy to just block this guy instead of just focusing on my own race. And I think that that's something that is common in LFM. And I don't mean you should just roll over, give them the position, or make it easy for them to take the position from you, but I'm talking about excessive weaving, excessive blocking, making contact when you shouldn't. And it's an experience that I think we've all had on any kind of online race, just intentionally shitty driving. And the closer you are to allowing that to happen, or the one move that you allow yourself to do like that, means you're one closer to doing everything wrong in sim racing. And this was huge for me, because if you saw my last LFM video, my consensus was, well, screw it. If you can't beat them, join them. And that was really the wrong way to go about it. That was literally doing everything the wrong way. And so that was a big key learning moment for me, was realizing that really was the wrong way, and that is not serving any kind of helpfulness to myself or any of the other racers around me. And so that was a big thing to nick in the bud. And here we are, we're sitting in 7th position, and that's not really a solid place to be. We did start, at the back, and we're being, attacked was the wrong word. This guy, Curbs LSD, has been going at us now for a couple laps. He finally gets beyond us, and we kind of get to this point where I'm thinking, is this my maximum place in the race? 8th position now. And it's a perfect halftime speech from Ted Lasso himself. Fairy tales do not start, nor do they end at the dark forest. That's only something that shows up smack dab in the middle of the story, but it will all work out. It may not work out as how you think it will or how you hope it does, but believe me, it will all work out exactly as it's supposed to. And that's what I'm remembering here coming in now as we're catching another car in front of us. One thing you really have to remember about that quote is it might not work out the way you want it to or expect it to, which is, we're now looking at 1 minute into this race. I'm at 8th position. Those two are fighting up ahead of me for position, but we're far away. I'm feeling far off the pace, and boom, they both slip and slide in front of me. And now it's going, it is, this is a scenario where it went from maybe not working out my way to now things are starting to turn out better and better and better. But there will be a solution, and you won't be stuck in the shitty part of the race forever, and you won't only have shitty races forever. So that was a huge relief to me. Yeah, and it might go from a 7-game draw record to losing a couple games. And so you might lose a few races, you might get DNF'd, or you're not going to be stuck in this position of being stuck behind racers forever. So that was something important to believe as we continue going on and going forward into this session, into this race. Now we have this guy making moves on us again. He's getting up and close, and just for the sake of time, he's going to get a little, as those lap progresses and we get very close to the finish line, it's going to get more violent, shall we say. There's going to be a little bit of contact, and he's going to try real hard everything he's got to get around me for the 6th position. And one thing you just got to remember is to keep driving forward. There's always a race ahead of you. And the perfect quote for this is, do you know what the happiest animal on earth is? It's a goldfish. Do you know why? They got a 10-second memory. Be a goldfish, Sam. And that's just everything you got to remember when you're defending a position. You can't worry about what happened a corner ago, 2 corners ago. You can only focus about what's happening right now as they lock up heading into that tricky corner. And this is a corner that caught me out a few times in the race, but I just worried about that corner. I didn't worry about him attacking me in the corner. And what do you know? Fifth place comes slow ahead of us, and we were able to take the position. And this goes into our final quote here. Success is not about the wins or the losses. It's about helping these young fellas be the best versions of themselves on and off the field. And it ain't always easy, but neither is growing up without someone believing in you. And here we have what I will call a huge success, maybe even a win. We didn't win the race, but man, we came up from the very back, and we kept it clean, and we brought ourselves back up to a very positive experience, a positive result, and a positive safety rating. And I didn't think that was going to happen. I honestly thought that this race was going to end really poorly, but you just got to keep believing, and it leads us to the final quote, and which we'll end the video on. I've been hearing this phrase y'all got over here, and I ain't too crazy about it. It's the hope that kills you. Do y'all know what? I disagree. I think it's the lack of hope that comes and gets you. See, I believe in hope. I believe in belief. Now, where I'm from, we got a saying too. A question, actually. Do you believe in miracles? Now, I don't need y'all to answer that question for me, but I do want y'all to answer that question for yourself right now. do you believe in miracles? And not to say that finishing 5th place in the 3rd split of an LFM F3 race is a miracle, but it's a drastic improvement on my experience. And just like you can win without actually having to win, it's the same exact kind of thing that has really drastically improved my experience. But we've gone way over time. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. And let me know what you guys think about Ted Lasso in the comments.